you've never built a motor, this is a quick rundown. Open the box, it'll say top groove. If you can read that, it doesn't matter. Top groove, second groove, that goes in the top groove, this goes in the second groove. There will be a dot most of the time, if that'll focus right. There's the dot, that goes up. It'll also come with instructions. That basically tells you that, but it also says check ring gap, 4 thousandths per minimum bore diameter, or 4 thousandths per inch of bore diameter. This is a 4360 bore that'd be like 17 thousandths. All these rings out of the box would work in a factory application. This is not going to be a factory application. We're going to boost this thing till it explodes. I usually go 6 to 7 thousandths per inch of piston diameter. That seems to work well, and I'm going to give you a quick rundown of actually file fitting a ring. It is a tedious process. Let me move the camera so you can see what's going on. Just like the bearings, clean your rings off. Because even though they're new, they're going to be dirty. I don't know if you can see that, but that's just off that ring. So I'll install it, measure it, it'll give me an idea how much to grind off of it. These usually come in a little bit over, or a little bit under 20 thousandths. You're going to set the ring in the bore. You can buy a squaring tool. That's kind of a waste of money if you're using stuff like this, because it's all garbage. Press the piston down, or press the ring down the bore. Make sure you can see that. So I just use the piston to press the ring down on the bore, make sure it's square. Pull it back out, we're done with it for now. Measure it, see where you're starting at. It's probably going to be about 20 thou. A little bit tight. It's a little tight. So I'm going to have to grind the crap out of it. So you can get yourself a piston ring grinder, which I'll post links to all this stuff, the tools you should have. And all you do is put it in there, square it up.
One eternity later.
And when you're done, get some of that crap off there. See if I can get this focus. It'll actually leave a little burr on there. It's not going to focus. Which you can see it in the fuzz on there a little bit. Maybe. Nah, well, you can't see it. Believe me, there's a burr. Take a little file and knock that burr down so you don't scratch the cylinder wall and so you get a good measurement with your feeler gauge. It'll take 2 or 3 tries to get this to size. Obviously, I'm not recording doing all 16 rings. Do the top ring and the second ring. These will be gapped to about 30 to 32 thousandths, somewhere in there. I'm not going to spend a ton of time on these because this engine is not great. I literally used a block of wood and hammered the pistons out of this motor because it was full of water. I bought it from the junkyard and was just going to use it for parts, and then decided it'd be a good idea to put it in the frame and see how much boost a junk motor will take. And this is actually the last ring I have to do tonight. It's almost midnight and I have to work in the morning. So it was roughly 70 revolutions per side. I skip around. I use 24, 28, and 30 to get an idea how close I am. 24 is loose. 28 is tight, so we have to go quite a bit further. Make sure you pull these straight up and out. Don't just turn it and pull it out. You'll actually gouge the cylinder with them. Get all the crap off there. just showing how badly pitted some of these cylinders were. They cleaned up okay considering how bad it is, which I'll post pictures of how bad it was originally and what it looks like now. This thing might just rip a ring right off the top of a piston as soon as it starts up. It's pretty bad inside, but we're gonna try it anyway. So like I said, we're trying to get to 30 thousandths. It's important to stop at the same spot in the cylinder every time when you're checking these, just for consistency, and don't just put it right at the top of the cylinder, or you can put it in pretty crooked. That's about 28. I'm gonna go a little further. 30's a little tighter than I want it to be. And as I file fit rings, I do the top ring first. I press down on the cylinder. I actually leave that ring in that cylinder. Then I'll do the second ring and I'll leave the ring that's done in the cylinder. Because you do the oil control ring on the piston first, then the second ring, then the top ring. Then I install that piston, which you'll see later on. But I'm not going to go through and show every single ring getting filed because it'd be 2.5 to 3 hours. Just because I had to open these up so much. Down a little more. And I intentionally leave the piston out of the way so I don't smack it and drop it on the floor. So I have to reach around and grab it every time. So 31 feels. And that's it. That's file fitting a ring. All 16 rings are done and in the bores. And I will assemble those on the pistons. I might do a couple tonight, but you'll see them tomorrow. And then the short block will be done.